Come here. Come here. Look, now they can see you. Come here. Ooh, you're getting heavy, bro. You're getting really heavy. Here's your ball. Good morning, friends. It's great to see you. We're so glad that you're here. Happy Sunday. In case you can't tell, Jack's coloring is a lot darker right now because it's raining, and he keeps sticking his head outside the tent and like biting the water, which is hilarious looking. And he's soaked, so his head is completely soaked, so his markings are really dark because he's been eating the rain. Huh. You're so goofy. And you're gonna fall off the couch, bruh. You're gonna fall off. You're gonna fall off. Say good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We're glad you guys are here. Can you believe that it's already day 7? Like, we've already been doing this for a week. I can't believe it. So, yay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making it through a full week. We're glad that you're here. And good morning, friend. Oh, they're saying hi to you. They can't even see your face. There we go. Good morning to the beautiful fur baby who you can't even see his face because he's fallen off the couch. I know, they came to see you. All these people, they just love your beautiful face. Can you hear that? That's him snoring. Hi, can I... Sure. A cover of a song sounds wonderful. I'm sure that Jack would love that. Good morning. You say hi? Hi? Generally you love treats and snuggles and sleep. Those are probably your 3 favorite things, huh? Food? You love food. Yeah, he's definitely food. Food is his love language. Yeah, acoustic guitar sounds wonderful. Thank you. Good morning. Hi, guys. Oh, you heard Dad. All right, so today we're reading only 2 chapters in Job, Job 14 through 16, which is exciting. And if you guys have not been with us so far, we are working our way through the Bible, one day at a time, which is not something that I ever thought that I would do, but here we are, and here's what we're doing. So I'm really glad. Oh, thank you. I'm really glad that you guys are here with us, and hopefully it'll make all of us better people, right? So yesterday we were talking about Job and his friends and how his friend spoke truth to him, even though it sucked to hear. And yesterday, that happened to me. Yeah, it was awesome, let me just tell you. My husband and I were driving, and I said something, and he was like, "Babe, don't you be a Bildad." And I was like, I'm not a Bildad. I told everyone not to be a Bildad. I'm not a Bildad. And he was like, "Well, was what you just said necessary?" And I was like, "Ew." And he said, "Well, was it kind?" And I was like, oh my gosh, I was just making a statement. Which I really was. I was just making a statement. I was not being unkind. But I took it, and I heard it, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know, you're right. Like, there's so much negativity in this world right now. There's so much anger and bitterness and unkindness that if I'm saying something that doesn't come across as kind, it doesn't really need to be said, right? So I definitely felt convicted. Yay! What's better than reading through the Bible when you weren't sure that you wanted to? Feeling convicted by the Bible, right? Great. Great, guys, this is just going so well. So let me know if any of you are also feeling convicted so that I'm not alone, because it was not the most amazing thing. How long have you been transitioning? I'm not transitioning. I think that might mean that you think that I'm going to be a different gender. I'm not transitioning, but thanks for asking. If you're asking how long I've been transitioning into a Bible reading lady, about 7 days. So, all right, let's get started. So, chapter 14. How frail is humanity, how short is life, and how full of trouble. Like a flower, we blossom for a moment and then wither. Like the shadow of a passing cloud, we quickly disappear. Must you keep an eye on such a frail creature and demand an accounting from me? Who can create purity in one born impure? No one. You've decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live, and we're not given a minute longer. So give us a little rest, won't you? Turn away your angry stare. We're like big hired hands, so let us finish the task you've given us. If a tree is cut down, there's hope it will sprout again and grow new branches. Though its roots have grown old in the earth, and its stump decays, at the scent of water it may bud and sprout again like a new seedling. But when people die, they lose all their strength. They breathe their last, and then where are they? As water evaporates from a lake or a river disappears in drought, people lie down and do not rise up again. Until the heavens are no more, they will not wake up nor be roused from their sleep. I wish you would hide me with the dead and forget me there until your anger has passed. But mark your calendar to think of me again. If mortals die, can they live again? The thought would give me hope, and through my struggle I would eagerly wait for release. You would call and I would answer, and you would yearn for me, your handiwork. For then you would count my steps instead of watching for my sins. My sins would be sealed in a pouch, and you would cover my iniquity. But as mountains fall and crumble, as rocks fall from a cliff, as water wears away the stones, and flood washes away the soil, so you destroy people's hope. You always overpower them, and then pass from the scene. You disfigure them in death and send them away. They never know if their sons grew up in honor or sink to insignificance. They are absorbed in their own pain and grief. Wow. It is raining. All right. Here's the dog. I'm turning it so that you can see the dog because he's much more exciting than me. So yes, it is raining. That's why all of the curtains, that's the word. That's why all the curtains are closed. And we are reading through the Bible. So thank you for joining us. In case you guys just got here, this is something that I did not want to do, but I feel like I am supposed to, so we're doing it together. You meant the chapter. Were you talking about how long have you been transitioning the chapter? I'm so sorry. I don't know what that means. Sometimes I feel like I'm very old. I don't understand what people are trying to say to me. I generally don't feel my age until someone does something like that. Social media, and my kids laugh at me because I don't understand anything. I thought Air Force Ones were the president's plane, and apparently they're shoes. So you have to be more specific. And right now we're reading Job. We just finished Job 14. So if you want to follow along, we're moving on to Job 15. For today, we're only reading 15 and 16, and then we are done until tomorrow. So, if you haven't been with us, Job is a really interesting book because he started out with everything, and the last couple chapters that we've read have been really rough, and we've been trying to explain it. It's almost like what people are going through in COVID right now. It feels like everything has been taken away and everything is upside down, and that we're all really just crying out to God right now because life is not what we had, a year ago or thought we were working towards. And I feel like Job definitely encapsulates that. So I'm really, really, really excited to get to the part where God fixes it, where he makes it better, and all of Job's suffering comes to fruition. I'm excited for that. Let's see what happens there. So, okay, 15. You guys ready? Let's get it. Then Eliphaz the Temanite replied, "You are supposed to be a wise man, and yet you give us all this foolish talk. You are nothing but a windbag." Oh, it isn't right to speak so foolishly. What good do such words do? Have you no fear of God, no reverence for him? Your sins are telling your mouth what to say, and your words are based on clever deception. But why should I condemn you? Your own mouth does. Were you the first person ever born? Were you born before the hills were made? Were you listening at God's secret counsel? Do you have a monopoly on wisdom? What do you know that we don't? What do you understand that we don't? On our side are aged, gray-haired men much older than your father. Is God's comfort too little for you? Is his gentle word not enough? What has captured your reason? What has weakened your vision that you turn against God and say these evil things? Can a mortal be pure? Can a human be just? Why, God doesn't even trust the angels. Even the heavens cannot be absolutely pure in his sight. How much less pure is a corrupt and sinful person with a thirst for wickedness? If you will listen, I will answer you from my own experience, and it is confirmed by the experience of wise men who have heard the same thing from their fathers. those to whom the land was given long before any foreigners arrived. Wicked people are in pain throughout their lives. They are surrounded by terrors, and even on good days they fear the attack of the destroyer. They dare not go out into darkness for fear they'll be murdered. They wander abroad for bread, saying, "Where is it?" They know their ruin is certain, and that dark day terrifies them. They live in distress and anguish, like a king preparing for an attack. For they have clenched their fists against God, defying the Almighty. Holding strong their shields, they defiantly charge against him. These wicked people are fat and rich, but their cities will be ruined. They will live in abandoned houses that are ready to tumble down. They will not continue to be rich. Their wealth will not endure, and their possessions will no longer spread across the horizon. They will not escape the darkness. The flame will burn them up, and in the breath of God will destroy everything they have. Let them no longer trust in empty riches. They're only fooling themselves, for emptiness will be their only reward. They'll be cut down in the prime of life, and all they counted on will disappear. They will be like a vine whose grapes are harvested before they're ripe, like an olive tree that sheds its blossoms so the fruit cannot form. For the godless are barren. Their homes, enriched through bribery, will be consumed by fire. They conceive trouble and evil, and their hearts give birth to only deceit. Wow, guys. Wow. Okay, if you weren't here, it literally says, wicked people are in pain throughout their lives. Throughout their lives. That sucks. That sucks. Thanks. Like we said yesterday, everything is in here for a reason. So why is it in here, and what do we do with it, right? So, hello, glad you're here. So we were told in Genesis that we're wicked, and now we're told that wicked people are in pain throughout their lives, right? That like humans suffer, and that sucks. That hurts my heart, and I don't like it. I think it's true. I think every single person that we talk to, if you said, "What are you struggling with?" and they were honest, they could come up with something, right? Like, do you know anyone that isn't struggling? And all of our struggles are different, but I would say we're absolutely all in pain throughout our lives. And that really sucks. And I'm sorry, guys, that you're struggling. I'm sorry that I'm struggling. I'm sorry that we're all in pain. Okay. So the good news is, we only have one more chapter. In case you guys have not realized it, I'm a little bit of an emotional person. What I think is very interesting is we all have talked about not being Bildad, right? Job's struggling. His friends came. They sat with him for 7 days, right? Saying nothing, which I still think is the craziest thing. Who comes and sits there for 7 days and 7 nights and says nothing? Not this girl. And then when they did finally talk, he's argued with every single one of them, right? Like Bildad went first. He was mean. Don't be a Bildad. But then the next guy came and Job argued. And the next guy came and Job argued. And chapter 16 says Job's 5th speech. So he has literally responded over and over and over again with the same thing. Like, at what point is Job going to be like, you guys might be right? You know, like, how many friends does it take? And don't we do that? Like, I know that I don't generally listen on the first try when someone says something to me. Might have to be told more than once. Just a thought. All right. Job's last response. Then Job spoke again. I have heard all this before. Well, gee, you think? 5 times, exactly. What miserable comforters you are. Won't you ever stop your flow of foolish words? What have I said that makes you speak so endlessly? I could say the same things if you were in my place. I would spout off criticisms against you and shake my head at you. But that's not what I would do. I would speak in a way that helps you. I would try to take away your grief. But as it is, my grief remains no matter how I defend myself. And it doesn't help if I refuse to speak. Oh, Job, I got you. Like, so what he's saying is, you guys aren't helping. You're not helping. And no matter what, I feel horrible. And it doesn't help if I say nothing. He's like, I need to vent. Pretty much. I need to vent. Very true. If there was not sin in the world, we would not be in this situation. Very true. So Job says, "O God, you ground me down and devastated my family. You've reduced me to skin and bones, as they say, proof of my sins. God hates me and tears angrily at my flesh. He gnashes his teeth at me and pierces me with his eyes. People jeer and laugh at me and slap my cheek in contempt. A mob gathers against me. God has handed me over to sinners and tossed me into the hands of the wicked. I was living quietly until he broke me apart. He took me by the neck and dashed me to pieces, and then he set me up as his target. His archers surrounded me, and his arrows pierced me without mercy. The ground is wet with my blood. Again and again he smashed me, charging at me like a warrior. And here I sit in sackcloth. I have surrendered as I sit in the dust. My eyes are red with weeping, and darkness covers my eyes. Yet I am innocent, and my prayer is pure. O earth, do not conceal my blood. Let it cry out on my behalf. Even now my witness is in heaven, and my advocate is there on high. My friends scorn me, but I pour out my tears to God. Oh, that someone would mediate between God and me as a person mediates between friends. For soon I must go down that road from which I will never return." Okay, so that's what we're reading for today. Most profound book in the Bible. Yeah, it is a really interesting one, isn't it? Like, you know, like we're saying, everything is in there for a reason. Nothing was an accident. So what is the reason? You know, is it so that we can identify with Job? Because he said it over and over and over again, and he's like, guys, you don't get me. We were talking the other day about, hey Jack, come here. Come see everybody. Come here. We were talking the other day about pouring your heart out to God, and how right now in COVID it feels like everything is messed up. You know, just like for Job, everything was messed up, and he went and he cried out to God, and how like maybe that's where we need to be right now, you know, is telling him everything that we're struggling with. And it was interesting after reading that he's saying that talking to his friends isn't necessarily helping, you know. So finding wise counsel is really smart, but I don't know that there is anything better than talking to God. And what's interesting is God hasn't responded yet. So I remember, it's so funny because you guys know I didn't want to do this, but I grew up in the church, so I can like spout weird Bible things sometimes, or like if a certain song comes on, I can sing the whole thing, you know. But my husband's like, it's so funny to see you doing this, because I'm reading the Bible going, bruh. And he's like, it doesn't fit sometimes, you know. I'm not really sure why God wanted me to do this. I have kept the swearing to a minimum though. But anyway, I remember when I was younger, somebody saying that God answers prayer every time, but sometimes he answers it with a yes, sometimes he answers it with a no, and sometimes he answers it with a not now, right? So, hello from Colorado, thank you for being here. So it's interesting that Job is crying to him, and Job is one of his, like, he said in the beginning, like, this man served me well. He was blameless. He was all these things. And God still hasn't answered him quickly. Job was tried, tested, broken, and he got abandoned, but never turned away. Yeah. So it's interesting. Like, God's letting him cry out. And I'm pretty excited for the chapter that we get to when God answers him. So we'll see how that goes. My husband yesterday said, yeah, but babe, he gets everything back and more. And the mom in me is really struggling with that, because Job lost his kids. And I don't understand. I know that he gets a new family, but I don't understand how you can say that he got it all back when he lost his children. And we fought about that. My husband and I fought about it yesterday. Well, we don't fight, but I was like, I don't agree. And I can't wait to read that part, because I don't understand. So anyway, all right, so it is Sunday. If you guys have plans, I hope that you have fantastic plans. Pause for a second while I grab my dog. Come here, you. Come here. Come and say hi. Oh my gosh, you're getting so big. You're getting so big. Okay, you're getting so big. When I say grab my dog, that used to be way easier than that. So hello friends, welcome. We are about to head out for the day, but I'm glad that you're here and that you got to see Jack for a little bit. Where are you going, bro? You just really do not like this camera. You're camera shy. Anyway, I'm glad that you guys were here with us and that you got to see him for a couple seconds to start your Sunday. I hope it made your Sunday wonderful. We'll be back tomorrow reading more of Job if you guys want to grab your Bibles and follow along. Sorry, because I'm crying and my nose is all runny. So, generally I'm on around 7:30-ish if you want to follow along. If you missed all of this and you want to read along with us, I will be putting it on YouTube. I've been a little bit of a slacker the last couple days, but I'll be putting all of them on YouTube. My favorite Chinese food, I would say, is General Tso's. I love the spicy Chinese. And hello to you back from LA. So you said his children were taken, but he knew where they were. So does that mean that you are saying because they're in heaven, then, like, because they were with God, that he was able to come to peace with it? That's interesting. If you're still on, I'd love to hear the answer to that question. So one of our lovely friends commented, his children were taken, but he knew where they were. And you said yes. Okay. So I think that the other thing for me, guys, that's so hard about this, so if you have answers, please comment them so I can share them with everybody else, is the context, right? Like, we're reading something that happened thousands and thousands of years ago. And everything was very different then. Like, when we first started reading, it said that God told Satan, take his possessions, and then his children were taken. And I was like, whoa. Kids are not possessions. What are you talking about? But back then, as my husband explained to me, like, they were not just a symbol of your wealth, but like they were, you know, your family was a big extension of you, and having a big family and having a loving family and all these things was part of showing how well off you were. So they weren't necessarily possessions, but they were part of his success, I guess. So that's what I mean. Like, sometimes it's kind of difficult to read through it because it doesn't necessarily apply like it does today. So I know that you could say that same thing. You know, I have friends that have lost children, and I believe that if something happens to a baby, that they're in heaven, you know, but that doesn't necessarily make it any easier that they're not here. So I don't know. I think we should keep talking about it because I don't necessarily feel like, yes. And I would like to feel that, right? I would like to be like, thank you. That makes it better. So I don't like the idea that it's not always made better either, right? If we go back to the God says yes, no, and maybe, that could be an answer that he gives me some other day. So what's my favorite memory? I don't have very many memories. I have the worst memory in the entire world. Anything with my kids, probably. Yeah. It was an extension of Job and his heirs. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for being here, because you seem to know what you're talking about a heck of a lot more than I do. But we're doing it together, right? That's why this is called Imperfect Obedience, because I was not the right person for this job. And then hi from London in Canada. Oh my gosh, I'm glad you're here. I wish I was in London right now. That is on my travel list. And we used to go to Canada every summer. We went to a place called Aylen Lake, and it was the most amazing place. My children loved it. So I'm so glad that you love the book of Job. Thank you guys for being here. Seriously, I'm so grateful for you. Like, this whole comment section and your help and being here so that we're not doing it alone. I love it. So thank you. Thank you for not making the soul mama read the Bible by herself. Thank you for being here with me and Jack, and for all of your kindness and encouraging. I'm really, really glad that you're here. So I hope that you have an amazing Sunday. We will see you tomorrow, and I might have to start praying or something. Look at us. All right. See you tomorrow.